When I originally introduced this resolution in March of 2014, was to raise awareness and condemn the worldwide persecution of Christians and all other faiths. Many were surprised to hear that any type of persecution was even taking place. According to Open Doors USA, a nonprofit organization that has been monitoring the worldwide persecution of Christians since the 1970s, the total number of persecuted Christians in more than 50 countries has risen from 215 million in 2018 to more than 245 million in 2019. From verbal assault to hostile feelings, attitudes, and actions, Christians in areas with severe religious restrictions pay a heavy price for their faith. Beheadings, crucifixions, shootings, physical torture, human trafficking, rape, imprisonment, slavery, verbal and physical assault are just a few examples of the persecution that Christians experience around the globe on a daily basis. During the 2019 reporting period in the top 50 countries, 4,136 Christians were killed for faith-related reasons. On average, that's 11 Christians killed every day for their faith. 1,266 Christian churches or Christian buildings were attacked. 2,625 Christians were detained without trial, arrested, sentenced, and imprisoned. 1 in 9 Christians on the World Watch List experience high levels of persecution. The most shocking news stemming from the watch list is the persecution of Christian women. They experience double persecution, one for being a Christian and one for being a woman. In many countries, openly following Jesus can have painful consequences. India has now entered the top 10 of the worst countries, and China continues to make worship difficult in some parts of the country. In the Middle East, where ISIS has almost disappeared, fighters now have formed deadly groups and have dispersed into larger countries such as Nigeria. Some members have joined Boko Haram that have a history of enslaving Christian women and girls. A mass burial was given for women and children murdered in a raid of March 11, 2019 in Kajuru in north-central Nigeria. So today, Mr. Speaker, I call on the House to condemn global persecution of Christians and call on world leaders to implement policies that protect the religious liberty of Christians and other faiths around the world. In closing, 1 Corinthians says in chapter 12:26, we as Christians are one body. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. We must always speak out and support necessary action to end these barbaric crimes against humanity wherever and whenever they occur. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to all of my colleagues who supported the passage of House Resolution 332. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.